my channel, ladies. We're gonna go ahead and start off by doing our brows. Y'all know the routine. The product that I use for my brows is the ABH Dip Brow Pomade. If you want an updated brow routine, make sure to leave that in the comment section down below. So just go ahead and do your brows on how you naturally do them. I do like to carve out my brows with a flat top brush and a concealer to give it the best arch that you can give it, girl. The Tarte Maracuja oil. I'm going to use this as a moisturizer to hydrate my skin. My skin has been on the drier side because it's winter, so I like to use this before I do my makeup. I also like to rub it on my lips. Then I'm going to take the Tarte Shape Tape as the eyeshadow primer, and I'm going to use my finger to blend that out. After I use my finger, I do like to use a small little brush to kind of just wipe away any of the extra strokes. Next, I'm going to take two colors from the Dose of Colors Baked Browns palette, and I'm taking a fluffy brush and I'm putting that all in my crease. These are going to be my transition shades. I'm going for a pink mauve-y look. Kind of burnt brown kind of color, and I'm using that from the Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette, and I'm focusing that in the outer V section, just blending that within the crease. Then I'm going to take this other darker color, and I'm using a small brush by Morphe. It's the M506 brush, and I'm using that to focus that out in the outer crease. You do want to keep sure to keep blending the colors so you are well blended. Colors from the Dose of Colors palette, and I'm going to focus that on the outer V, slowly bringing it forward and inward. You don't want to automatically go into the inner corner of the eye because it's going to add too much darkness. You want to keep it focused in the outer section. Then you want to go back and blend it with the clean blending brush, and then I'm going to go ahead and start to carve out my crease.
I'm going to just talk to y'all as I'm doing this cut crease. So whenever you do your cut crease, use a brush that gives you the best precision, because cut crease is all about precision. And I like using a small little lip brush. It's just easier for me. Some people like to do bigger shading brushes. I can't fuck with that. So I like to bring it up all the way up there. A good way to know if your cut crease is right where you want it. So when you look straight ahead, your cut crease goes over my actual crease. Just because if I go to where my natural crease is, you're not going to be able to see any of the shadow. So I like to kind of tilt my head like that, kind of like that. So I'm going to be looking like that. So I'm going to go over my crease that I naturally have. Solid baby strokes. And you're just going to snatch that. Obviously it looks messy because it's your first swipe, but you're going to just kind of lay the product down. And a lot of people ask, why do you put concealer before a shadow? Because if you're planning on using shimmery shadows and you've already blended with mattes, the shimmers are a lot harder to display. It's a lot harder for the colors to show. So I definitely recommend doing a concealer or some kind of base. This is just going to ensure that your shimmery colors or whatever color you would like to use stand out. So I'm not going to leave the powder like that separate, so you can see powder, concealer, powder, concealer. You want to blend them two together. So I'm going to just start blending with the darker colors that I originally applied, and I like to blend that way. I'm going to be using matte colors, so you really want to blend this. Same kind of concept on this side. We're going to blend outwards. This is just a small brush. This is a Morphe M502. I think the number is scratched off. I like small little brushes just because this gives you precisement. It gives you the color exactly where you want it. So, the brush that I'm going to be using to apply the color on the lid, this is a Dose of Color brush. It's a little flat brush right there. And I am going to do a shimmery color, but it's very faint. It's not super shimmery. So I'm going to just swatch it. So that's the color that I'm putting on. It's super light. This is a Ofra eyeshadow color. I don't have the name, but I'm just going to get a little bit of the product like that. Y'all let me know how y'all like these actual talking videos, because normally I like to do voiceovers just because a girl be struggling sometimes. And I'm just going to kind of dab it along. It's not super shimmery. It's not like a satin type color, but it just has a little bit of glimmer. Not super intense. This is very unnatural kind of shimmer. I don't know if you can see that, maybe. And I'm just kind of applying that with a small little brush. And don't go over the concealer because then that's no point in doing the cut crease. So like that, just like that. See, so when I look directly at you, that is where... So when I look directly at you, this is where my crease should be. But if I were to actually put my crease there, you wouldn't even see any of my shadow. So I like to do the crease on top of my crease. Basically, you make the illusion of a crease. I got distracted. I was already on this side. Same kind of concept when you do mattes, even though I'm doing a shimmery right now. You don't want to go over the crease, just right where it's at. I'm going to be doing a glitter on top of the cut crease. So another reason why you really want to go over your crease is because if you put a glitter and you accidentally, if you put a glitter where your cut crease naturally is, it's going to be harder for you to not transfer the colors. So I'm just packing this on, and I'm going to just use a cheap little glitter. This is, I don't even know the brand of this. I got this at a beauty supply store. It's just any glitter, and it's pink. So then this is going to be a Valentine's Day look. So, hope you could see me. I'm just going to follow the line of where my cut crease was, or is. Usually one coat isn't enough, so I like to do two. And I normally do a wing liner, but we're going to not do a wing liner today, because this is going to be a Valentine's Day look, and I feel like wing liners are a little, not that it's not natural, because none of this is natural, but this is a little bit more on the softer side. I feel like a wing liner is extra, like, fierce. There's nothing wrong with being fierce. You could still do a wing liner with this. I would, but I did this look yesterday without a wing liner, and I really liked it. So again, you're just lining where your cut crease is. So the reason why I like to make my cut crease a little higher than what it naturally is, because look, if we were to put our glitter right where my crease is at, it's going to fold over, it's going to smear, it's going to transfer, and you didn't work so hard to do that cut crease for it to just transfer. Like, no bitch. That's not the point here. So I'm just going back and kind of adding a little bit of my lid color just to intensify it. And you do want to go back and blend your lid color and the outside colors. So I'm just going to go back in right here, just kind of blending that out. Doesn't gotta be perfect, but blend it. And don't smear on top of the glitter. Just try not to touch the glitter. You can always go back and add more glitter. This has been one of my favorite looks lately. I love doing this whole glitter thing. It's so easy. So this is just a cheap glitter, but I do have a NYX glitter and a hard candy. I was struggling right there. So right now, another step that I highly recommend for you to do, if you're not going to do a wing liner, and if you're not really going to do a liquid liner on top, do make sure to tight line, because you don't want any gaps. I hate tight lining my eyes. My eyes already are very sensitive, and they're always trying to be crying on a bitch. They're always trying to hold me and fuck me up. So this is just a NYX liquid liner, and I'm just going to use this to kind of line my lash line. I'm not going to do a wing liner or anything like that. Super thin, if I can. Every time I tell myself I'm doing thin, it comes out thick as fuck. So, super easy. Then I'm going to grab my lashes, and we're going to pop those bad boys on. I used to hate doing liquid liner. Got like a glob or something on there. So, let me go and grab my lashes, and I'm going to show you what we do next.
Pop our eyelashes on, and then I'm going to take a NYX matte black liquid liner, and I'm going to go ahead and just clean up the edges. Basically, I'm applying a little bit more liquid liner so you can't see my lash line. Then we're going back in and just kind of blending any colors you think needs blending. I'm going to take my Dr. Brant's Pore No More primer, and I'm going to apply that over the areas where I feel that my pores are a little bit more noticeable. And then I'm going to go ahead and start color correcting. I'm going to take my hard candy green concealer, and I'm going to apply that over all of my small little red spots. Then I'm going to take a new product that I have been obsessed with. It's the Makeup Revolution's liquid highlight. When I tell you this product is bomb, it is bomb, so definitely check it out. And then I'm going to take the LA Color and Smashbox foundation. I'm just going to mix the two just to give me the perfect shade, and I'm going to apply that all over my face. So I put my liquid liner, my color correcting, blend that out just a tiny bit, and then I'm going to go in ham with this Duo Pro Coverage foundation. I love the combination between these two foundations. I feel like it gives me a really pretty color. You know, it matches my skin perfectly. It gives me enough moisture that I need, but it doesn't make me super oily, which I love. So I've been obsessed with this makeup combination, and I'm going to just take a smaller brush and make sure to blend that foundation in between my nose and all my creases. Taking my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and I'm going to use that as a highlight. I'm going to apply that all over the under eye area, a little bit on my forehead and chin, and then I'm going to take my Damped Beauty Blender and I'm going to blend that out completely. I love this concealer. It has been one of my favorite concealers so far. So I'm just going to blend that out, and I'm going to apply a little bit of my RCMA No Color powder. Next, I'm going to take my Wet n Wild contour stick, and I'm going to spray my brush with the rose water spray just to give it a little bit more moisture. The moisture is going to help blend out the cream products, so I definitely recommend for you to try that out if you haven't tried that already. And I'm taking a Morphe E35 brush, and I'm using that to blend that cream contour out, girl. I've been obsessed with the bronzy, glowy look. I just love it, and I've been obsessed with trying cream products. So if you haven't already, make sure to check out that Wet n Wild contour stick. It's literally only $3. I'm going to take a little bit of my Stila light bronzer, and I'm going to take a Morphe brush. This is from their Gunmetal collection, and I'm going to apply that basically over where I cream contoured to set it, but also give me a little bit more glow. Then I'm going to carve my contour out with the RCMA powder. Don't forget the glow, girl. Don't forget the glow. I was using the Laura Gueller Gilded Highlight Honey. Blend everything out, girl. We're almost done. I'm putting a little bit of Milani brush. This is the Berry Amore blush, one of my favorites. Topping it all off with the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. If you have small eyes, if you haven't already tried a nude liner in your waterline, it is going to change your life. I definitely recommend for you to try it. Using a nude liner in your lash line is just going to open your eyes up. I'm going to use the light pink color from the Dose of Colors eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to use that in my lash line. That's just going to overall complete the eye look. Taking a little bit of Precious Petals, which is a Wet n Wild highlight, I'm going to apply that to my inner corner just to give me a glowy inner corner look. And I'm going to do a little bit of mascara in my lower lashes. This is the Benefit Roller Lash Mascara, one of my faves. I'm going to line my lips with the Sephora gel liner. This is in the color Rosewood. This is a ride or die for me. It's one of my faves. Next, going to use a Sephora matte lip color. I don't know the name, but I'll leave it in the description box down below. Lips off, I'm going to use the Maybelline Hot Vivid Lacquer in the color Unreal.
Can you stop? I'm trying to bend to the camera right now. Valentine's Day date. If you don't... But yeah, so do not feel bad if you don't have a Valentine's Day date. Why am I struggling to say that? I just hit pan on this color. Honestly, I need a whole new Jaclyn Hill palette because my shit is busted as fuck. I'm so glad I hit pan. Oh my god. I hit pan. Move it on. Bitch, just keep it moving. Smoke that weed and let's go. Let's get into the video. Damn, I just fucked that up. Hopefully it's not noticeable. Have a Valentine's Day. If you don't know what you're doing for Valentine's Day, girl, don't fucking worry. A bitch was there, like, before I had my boo, before I was booed up or whatever. I spent a lot of Valentine's Day lonely as fuck when I was in elementary school and in middle school, girl. And let me tell you, girl, Valentine's Day is just a freaking day for all the couples can, like, show out. Because I remember when I didn't have a boyfriend, I was, like, walking myself to class, looking at everybody get all the balloons and flowers, and you're just like, bitch, he's, like, fucking around with some other girl behind your back.